Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm back again with another uh, live stream. Today, I want to run over some of the basic tools that I use within Clip Studio Paint to make my Webtoon, and then after that, I'm just going to be inking in my Webtoon. So it's going to be it's like informational, and let me turn that down, and semi just draw with me. So within Webtoon, the way I do my webcomics, my webtoons, and my comics, right now, since I am putting my comics into print format, I go ahead and I have it drawn up in the typical, well, if you look at the screen, the typical 4-panel, 5-panel traditional comic style. If I was to, for my webtoons, that were just strictly posted onto Webtoon platforms, and if I didn't plan on printing it, then I would actually use this format instead. Let me go to Clip Studio Paint. I can, of course, show other ways to do this within other free app programs, but I'll digress. We won't get into that. So, the height for this one, for me, in my taste, it's too long, just because I get overwhelmed if I have to draw that many panels all on one canvas. I get overwhelmed easily. So I usually like to work in a canvas that's like 3/4 that size. So within Clip Studio Paint, but just for demonstration, either way, if I was making a webtoon, even though I do have two, but I go ahead and I will click File, New, and I will click the default settings that it has right here, Webtoon 4. You could do 3, 2, and 1. The difference, it seems like, between these ones is just the width and the width and the height. So pick whichever one you like. After that, you're going to want what I usually do, not what you have to do, because you can do whatever you want. But let me make sure my pop-up screen is here. There we go. Alrighty. After I have my webtoon canvas created, I will go over to the mechanical pen section right here. I like to use mechanical pens, and I will start the rough drafting phase. Now, with the rough drafts, how I do that, you don't have to do this. You can just go in and just start drawing. But a tip, or just what I like to do, I like to turn mine a blue color. And I think that might be just because when I am drawing my comics traditionally and I am drawing on a sheet of copy paper, if I scan it into my scanner with the blue lines and then my ink pen that was drawn over top of it, those blue lines don't pick up within the scanner, and all that's scanned in is the black lines. So since I first started off as a traditional comic artist and I moved over to digital, a lot of my traditional style habits kind of switched over as well. My wig is too far down. But that's why I use the blue lines with this. Now, let's pretend we're doing a comic panel. So we have our dialogue. We'll pretend like this is dialogue. There's our speech bubble. It's a rough draft phase. So I'll put my dialogue, my speech bubble, and then I will put my character. My computer is lagging. He's mad. He's mad about something. He's mad, and he's talking right here. That's my first panel. Now, I'll go down like that, scroll down, because I'm doing it all on its own layer. I'll scroll down, and then I will do another word balloon right here, and like that, and then the other character, let's have them be confused. Like, what's your problem, guy? They're confused. There's the next panel. And then I'll scroll down again. Now we need a mid shot so we can see where they're standing at. So we'll have them right here and them right there, kind of like a shoulder over the shoulder. And they're now yelling at each other. Rah! And he's kind of laughing, ha ha ha. And that's basically how I would make my webtoons for the rough drafting stage. I stack the panels on top of each other. Webtoons are literally just comic pages stacked on top of each other, and instead of the comic pages being like, where did it go? I'll just show you. Instead of, a traditional comic page, it has 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, 4 panel, all like that. With the webtoon, here's the comic page, and here's the panel. Usually it's just 1 panel or 2 panels for me. For other people, it's totally different. But for me, how I make my webtoons, I'll put like 1 panel. Sometimes I'll put 2 panels all on that 1 comic page. And that's literally what I just did here. Scroll up. No, it's right here. Whew, thank God. That's literally what I did here. So try to think of this whole entire canvas as multiple comic pages stacked on top of each other in a horizontal format. And maybe that might help you to better adjust if you want to end up switching over to like the vertical scrolling format. Again, you don't have to. There are a lot of traditional style artists that still post their stuff on Webtoon type platforms in the traditional format. You can do whatever you like. I do whatever I like because, there's no rules on their platforms that I can't post in the traditional format. So, yes. Now, next step. After I get done with my rough draft using my handy dandy mechanical pencil, you can use whatever tool you want. This is just my process. I like using mechanical pencil because I don't like change. So, what I do next, for the inking portion, I will lower the opacity, which is right here. The reason why I like to lower that down is so that my eyes will blend the colors together. So when I am inking it in and the layer isn't like shallow, the lines are not lighter, it will look, oh, this looks perfect. And then when you like remove the underline sketch, it's like the ink layer looks terrible. So to help me fully see just the ink layer and not have my brain blend in both layers to where I'm looking at something that's not really how it actually looks, I lower the opacity. I don't know if I explained that good enough, but that's what I do. So I will lower the opacity and I will start inking away. Now, the tool that I use for inking, I use this G pen right here, and I have the size I have it small because I like those thin, crisp lines right now. Good afternoon, Perry. Hi. Renee, hi. You guys made it. Glad to have you here. I'm just rambling about my webtoon process, then I'm going to get started on drawing, inking in the actual webtoon. I'm glad you made it. But as I was saying, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, so the tools that I use for my inking of my webtoon is just the G pen. Now, one thing that I did notice, a lot of people were kind of apprehensive to start a webtoon because they couldn't afford the price of Clip Studio Paint. And I have a video coming up about this where I go into detail what I use in Clip Studio Paint to a certain degree, and then free alternatives. So with the free alternatives like Ibis Paint, Jump Paint, Metabong Paint, Karita, I can do the same thing I do in Clip Studio Paint outside of the 3D models. I can do all that same thing within those free programs. So the tools you want to look for if you are trying to find a good alternative to using Clip Studio Paint, try to look for a inking pen or a G pen. They might have it something different. Ibis Paint, theirs is like the hard pen or whatnot. I use that. And then I also use like the mechanical pencil within Ibis Paint, but that's just personal preference. So as long as the program for me has the G pen, the mechanical pencil, and it has layer options, like to easily create panels. Let me just, right here, I like to use this option. I like to create the panels like that. And Ibis Paint and Karita and Jump Paint and Metabong Paint, they also have panel creation tools. So, it's thinking. My computer's been lagging. I have it at a higher bit rate with the screening, but I might need to lower it. But oh my goodness. Finally some entertainment. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Perry. No worries. What was I saying? As long as the programs have kind of like those three basic tools. Oh, and of course the text, because you need speech bubbles. Let me just test. Which Ibis Paint also has that. And also Ibis Paint has image materials that you can use as well. And it also has speech balloons that you can use as well within Ibis Paint. Those are like the main things that I use within this program to create my webtoon. Like all the bells and whistles that Clip Studio Paint provides. Of course, they are awesome, like the built-in 3D feature. It's like it works with the 3D features. A lot of 3D features are compatible. OBJ files and FBX files are compatible, and you can move them around in Clip Studio Paint. You can't do that with Ibis Paint, Kurita, Metabonk Paint, Jump Paint, but that's okay. You don't really need that because there's Magic Poser where you can pose the things, take a screen cap, put it in the Ibis Paint, and then draw over top of it. But I digress. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. The basic tools that I use to create my webtoon is the pen, the text, the speech balloon, and the panel layer. I use a pen for the coloring and for the inking. I can use a pen for the rough draft, but I like using mechanical pencil for the rough draft just for personal preference. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and close this out now, and I'm going to go ahead and start inking, and I'm going to keep track of the comments too. Do you use all your 3D models in Clip Studio Paint, or do you use other website for 3D models? So I use a mixture of both. With Clip Studio Paint, they offer free background assets already built in within their program. But I know some people want more because, I mean, that's like me with art supplies. I want more. So a couple of other alternatives, if you want to like expound your horizon outside of just Clip Studio Paint 3D assets, would be, I need to talk into the mic, I'm sorry, would be Acon 3D. They also have 3D assets, comic specific and artist specific type 3D assets. I mean, you can use them for games as well. But you get what I'm saying. It looks like something that you can use for comics. Acon 3D has that. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull up their website. Give me 1 second. Acon 3D. And then, of course, the 3D assets within, Google SketchUp. They also... Let me go over here. No, I can pull it up over here. Okay, now Clip Studio Paint's like, hey, I'm right here. So let me show you just real quick where you can find some of the Clip Studio Paint assets. You know, it's taking too long. If you couldn't tell, my attention span's all over the place. And yet this chaos is comforting. Here's Acon 3D's website. I'm going to wait for that to load up because my internet is slow. Here's Clip Studio Paint's asset that's built into their program that you can access in their program. And what I do, I'll go to details, I'll go to free, and then I will click 3D character or 3D objects. Now, to find some of the 3D assets that I use and that I like, I go to their corporate one. You can go to the individual one, but I'm creating an asset packet so I'm just basically editing their free 3D backgrounds and making them look less 3D-ish. So this is where I'm finding a lot of those backgrounds. But let me click that off, and outside they're still loading. Acon's website is still loading. It's okay. But a place that you can go, of course, Acon, SketchUp, Google SketchUp. Warehouse has some, but I don't know. The terms of usage, I don't know. Some people are telling me you can't use it, and other people are like you can. So I'm like, I don't know. So, but they also offer 3D background assets that you can use as well. And then Claire Isle. Let me go ahead and pull up there. Here we are. Claire Isle is very much so like Google SketchUp. I haven't seen many people mentioning, I don't know about the terms of usage with their platform either, but just check it out and read it. I use a lot of stuff as reference, so I don't really have too many hang-ups. I'm not like not stealing. I'm not taking their 3D models and claiming this is my 3D model. Like you take Naruto and you're like, this is Naruto. I'm not doing that. Like I'm not saying I created that 3D model like someone is saying they created Naruto, except for Kishimoto, he created Naruto. But I digress. There's a lot of terminology. I'm not a lawyer, and it's like, why can't you guys just make it simple? But you can go to Clear.io if you want also other free 3D models to use or use as reference. You read the terms and services and you can see how you can use it. But that's also where I go as well. Akon's site. Okay, finally, it's up. Let me go to their home. Oh, God. Why'd I click home? We gotta wait now. If your internet is faster, you guys can go to akon3d.com and check out their website, and you will see all the amazing backgrounds. They do cost money because they are a business, so just keep that in mind. But they do have free assets as well, which is great. But look how pretty that looks. Isn't that beautiful? And then they also have 3D models with the eyeballs already built in. I love it because it makes it so much easier for me to create the characters at different angles, and I don't have to. It's fun. I like it. It's fun. So yeah, the Akon 3D, definitely recommend you guys check it out. I don't know where to look. Stop hitting the mic. But yes, that's to say to answer. Hopefully that answers your question. I rambled there for a moment. Let me move my text box over there. Let's see. Has Akon has one of the best. Yeah, they're awesome. Akon, I like to see more businesses branching out and creating assets for 3D assets, especially for like Webtoon comic creators. I haven't even started the inking of this page. Let me close that out. Hi, yeah. Yeah, Acorn's website, yeah, it's awesome. They're really nice. From the interactions that I had with them online, they're really nice. I love it. They were recently made it onto Forbes, I believe. I don't know what Forbes is, but they were happy about it, so I congratulated them. And it seems like a very big thing because I see other like big YouTubers getting onto Forbes and publicizing about it. So I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Congratulations. I don't know what it is, but you're happy, and that makes me happy. What am I doing now? So, if you're wondering, right now I am zooming super close into my page, and I have the opacity of my sketch way down, and that is just to help troubleshoot the issues that I have when I am, when you ink over top of a rough sketch, and then like it's like, ooh, this looks bomb, and then when you take away the ink layer, you're like, ooh, this looks like hot garbage. This at least helps me because now I'm aware of what to expect when I remove the penciled in layer. It's like I'm aware. It looked the way I saw it because the lines are thin, or the bottom lines are not blending in with the top lines because the bottom lines are very light. So yeah. DJ, hi DJ! I just noticed that you like? I got it from Amazon. It has stress relief balls. It's on Amazon. I got it on Amazon. So it's my streaming hat to help me not be so anxious. My Luna, my rabbit's sneezing. She's old. Let me focus. Sorry. I only have an hour to ink this in. Not that you guys are distracting me, not at all. But I have no clue what I'm going to say next. So I'll just talk about what I'm doing. Right here, I am haphazardly inking everything in. I do not want to really spend a lot of time on this portion because that's not fun to me right now. I have more fun just drawing quickly and not really stressing over the small details. Not that you are stressing over the small details if you go slow and steady. But right now, I'm like, no, let's go fast and be chaotic. That's fun, too. So I do what's fun. This is behind that little screen. I should do it with my background sometimes. I like to change. I want a vector layer because my computer. I want a vector layer because I like to be able to, there we go, change the size, shrink, and expand it without having to worry about it being blurry. But with the backgrounds or little small details to help them separate from the foreground, I can either use a lighter pen pressure so that the lines look thinner like this instead of like big and thick like that. Using this lighter using this lighter, thinner line weight helps my little foreground details not blend into my background details, or vice versa, whatever that, however you say that. I don't want to get too confusing. Okay. That's a good box. I like that box. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Finn. So, right now, in this comic page, this is a part of my webtoon that I'm working on, the short story. I have it between either 4 chapters or 6 chapters, and it's about a girl who's self-conscious about her voice, and she ends up meeting a guy on an online game who ends up overhearing her voice, and he just loves her voice. So it's just a story about, like, something that's going to make me feel better about myself after I read it. So it's a self-indulgent story, and then kind of like to teach myself to have a better opinion of myself and allow myself to have an opinion of myself. Because, you know, sometimes, I don't know if other people struggle with this. I mean, we'll find out when I publish this comic and see. But when I feel bad when I try to tell myself good things about myself. Oh, no, you don't look ugly. Oh, no, you don't look like a horse. Oh, no, you don't have a bad voice. But all of that sounds either like a lie, or I'm not allowed to say those nice things about myself. And I don't know why that is, why I feel that way sometimes. And I decided to create this comic to kind of like help me like internalize why I'm doing that to myself. Because I'm a very why person. I want to know why. Like, why did that character do that? Why did that character go there? Why are they saying that? Why is that dragon eating that? You know, I'm a very why person. So this comic helps me to like further expand into and find the question, why don't I have a better opinion of myself? And why does it seem like I am doing something bad by telling myself these nice things? And then even on top of that, why is it that I can only believe these nice things after someone else has told me? Like, why can't my own opinion of myself and how I sound matter? Why does it seem like I'm being delusional when I tell myself, hey, that you look nice in that? But then it's like, no, you're being delusional. You don't look nice in that. But then it's like, until somebody else says it, oh, yeah, you do look nice in that. Like, why can't I just, like, justify and confirm for myself? So that's what this story is all about. Why? Like, what time do you usually update? For my webtoons, I usually do it once a month until I end up finishing the full story. For my videos on YouTube, I'm trying to do it once a week. For live streaming, I'm trying to get consistent. I would like to do it once a week, but I don't know. I don't know. My social battery and my anxiety is like, we can't do it. So, but I try to do it once a week around noon-ish, 1 o'clock, because then usually I have to head out to go take care of family chores and whatnot. So, because I got 3 little ones, so drawing comics, raising the family, it's like, I'm tired. So my schedule's chaotic. So I kind of like fly by the seat of my pants. Fly by the seat of my pants. Fly by the wings. Fly by the strings. Fly by the strings of my pants. What is that idiom? I like to fly by I wing it. I'm flying, I'm just winging it. It's all over the place. I never get to actually draw my comics. I buy fully fleshed out comic ideas, but I chicken out when it comes to drawing because I'm infectious. Then watching my live streams will be perfect for you because I'm over here just like, this looks good enough. So you're not alone. I used to be a very big perfectionist until I'm like, I'm never going to get a story done. And like, you know, it's like not that I've never, you know, there are people who are like very, not to say perfectionist is a bad thing, but because it's nice to put in, to show you put in like, not to say that I'm not putting in effort, but you put in like, what is the word? You're very attentive to like the small, minute details. And that can be a very good thing too, you know? So that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's just, I guess you got to kind of find your groove and balance to the point where you can pay attention to the minute details if that's something that you like, while also being able to still finish stuff if that's something you want to do. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with starting and stopping comics. The reason why, because I do it all the time. So you're not alone. Like, oh, I see what it's like in the real... What's it like in the real world? The real world, I don't like it, so I'll stay in my comic world. We'll stay over here drawing comics and creating our own little fake worlds with the comics. I mean, don't do what I do. I have some stuff I need to work out mentally, so just, yeah. But what was I saying? Yeah, if you feel bad, hopefully you don't feel too bad about stopping and starting projects, because I do it all the time. And since I'm, like, trying to build my own business, and I'm not working for a company, I kind of have, like, that freedom, to where it's like, I can do whatever I want. If I want to start this and then stop it and start another one, who's going to stop me? No one can fire me because I'm my own boss. So it's like, that's why I speak and say, do whatever you want. You want to stop and start? Go ahead and stop and start. Why is my screen looking like that? It's fine. But that's only because I don't really have a responsibility, or I don't want to sound insensitive. I'm not, I don't have someone over my shoulder telling me, hey, you better get this done or else, our schedule's going to be impacted. I'm okay with impacting my own schedule. I'm okay with that. What is this? Oh, it's a hand. Okay. So now, what was I saying? So yeah, so this webtoon, this is supposed to be finger typing. And then we'll just put like the lines here for the speed. And then like the movement like that. That's good enough. I'm okay with that. And then we'll put a thumb right here that goes like that. That's good. I like that. Okay, so yes, with this comic, I want it to be like, hopefully when people read it, it's encouraging, because it's kind of just like a message to myself. That's the wrong way for the speed lines. It's kind of like a message to myself, and just kind of like me talking to me, but not necessarily talking to me, since obviously I don't want to listen to what I'm telling myself. Hey, Shireen, you aren't crazy. Oh, yes, I am. Hey, Shireen, you're not those bad things that you're saying about yourself. Yes, I am. I don't believe you. So it's like myself, like, okay, let's put this in a comic. I don't know why I'm talking in third person, but we're like, let's put it in a comic, and then maybe she'll listen that way. So I put it in comics, and it helps me to digest the nice things I'm saying to myself a little bit better. And then it's kind of like, it's nice to have like that validation, I guess, even though I need to start learning how to validate myself more. I'm in my 30s. I should be, I'm a full-fledged adult. I'm supposed to be 33, guys. But yeah, I should be validating my own self more, and I want to work on that. But it is nice when I make my comics and then I see other people being like, yes, that's me. Like, I feel that same way. Or, they'll be like, oh, this helped so much. It just, I don't know. It just helps. It helps. Maybe someday I'll become like, I will master this whole human adult thing. But right now, your girl's struggling, so we're going to use comics to help us get through the rest of this. And that's what I'm doing with this story. That's what I did with Level Up Fighting. That's what I'm going to do with Whisper of Cinnamon. I mean, I'm doing certain things to help myself not feel like I sound like just terrible by trying to listen to myself. At the moment you hear your voice, just start cringing, but that's just because I'm expecting my voice to sound the way it sounds in my head. And I'm like, the way it sounds in my head's obviously going to sound different than how it sounds outside or in a recording, because my head's echoing, sound is echoing differently, because the space is, my head is this, and the space And the recording is all this, so of course it's going to sound different. Shrink, come on. So yeah, that's what this whole entire story is going to be like, just me. Like, what is the general story of this comic? You guys are the awesome one. What do you mean? You guys are here talking to me and leaving me comments and being all nice and stuff. You guys are the awesome one. But what was the question? What is the general story of this comic? So the general story is she's playing a game. I don't know if this is the proper answer to the question, but the whole action within like the first chapter is a girl is playing a game with her friend, and she has her mic, and it's a proximity game, and she's talking, and her friend's like, oh my god, shut up, I don't want to hear your muffled voice. And so she feels bad because she wants to be able to play games and talk to her friends and have friends she can talk to and who are happy to hear her, but her voice is getting in the way of that because the friend she does have hates her voice. So she now inherently hates her voice, hates how she sounds, and wishes her voice was nice. So what happens after that, she ends up meeting someone who actually does think her voice is nice, and that just makes her happy, And so she's giving away like these free items to this person. We'll meet them again later, to this person, thanking them, oh my god, they're so sweet, they said my voice was nice. Because that's how I would feel when someone said that to me. Like, oh my god, you said that my voice is nice. Here are all the heart emotes, you're so nice. So that's what she does. She's thankful, she's grateful, and she's on cloud 9. She goes back to her friend, and her friend's like, they were probably lying to you, They're probably just saying your voice is nice because they're just trying to be nice. They're faking it. And then that will end up leading her to where it's like, well, were they saying that to be true? Or were they saying that just to be nice? And now she's like, so that's the story. That's where this story after chapter 1 will take off, and to where she'll learn, does she have a nice voice? Were they being honest and saying that her voice was nice? Is it all just a lie and they're just trying to pander to her feelings? I don't know. Well, I do know because I wrote the story, but yeah, that's what the story is. That's not an elevator pitch because I'm not good at that kind of stuff, but I tried. I tried my best to tell it as quickly and small like as I could. Oh, comments! Self-love is the most important kind of love. Validating yourself with your comic is so nice. Oh, thank you for saying that, because I was kind of worried. Like, I don't know what other adults, are doing to validate themselves. Because, like, even now, I'm still learning, like, a lot of stuff that I thought was, like, normal. And then someone ends up telling me, like, that's trauma. I'm like, really? That is? Then what about this? And they'll tell me, that's not, what's wrong with you? That's not how it's supposed to be. So, I kind of, like, now I no longer know what is supposed to be or what is normal and, well, what is common and what is abnormal. So, kind of like a part of me is like, is it abnormal of me to create comics to kind of like validate myself? I could literally just talk into a mirror and say these positive affirmations, but I'll have that negative voice in my head talking right back and being like, I could be like, oh, I'm awesome. And then the voice, will be like, not that I sound weird saying their voices in my head. I'm not good with my words. But that little, you'll say, oh, I'm awesome. And then you get that like, no, you're not. Why do you think you're awesome? Here are all the reasons why I can list you're not awesome. And people will be like, well, what evidence do you have? And it's like, look, I have all these lists of, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. So it's just, what was I saying? Oh, I don't know if using a comic is the correct adult way that is common to do, but I realize I'm not all there. So I think it's okay for me to do what is not common since, I'm a little weird anyway, so let's go ahead and embrace it. Hello, Lemonade. Hello. Your voice is so, oh, thank you. You sound like a super nice person and your voice is, I really appreciate that. I really do. I just snorted into the mic. Out of my nose. I got my wisdom tooth pulled recently, so I can't like it's my tooth is there's a gap there, so I can't like suck in, or else it still hurts. But what was I saying? My anxiety is what makes my voice sound the way that it does. When I'm like in my normal habitat, then my voice is like much more relaxed. But right now, so I'm glad that this my anxiety voice is not scaring you guys away. That makes me happy. Oh, what was the other comment? Hey, that so-called friend, I can, yeah, I've had friends to where they were keeping it real or being honest. And one of the messages within my story that I wanted to kind of like just to give food for thought, is, yeah, you don't want, what is it? You don't want kindness without honesty. I saw this meme on TikTok, I think, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna put that in the comic. But not that you don't want, but I don't want honesty without kindness without honesty, because then that's just manipulation. And I've struggled. I struggle with that kind of stuff when growing up, to where people would say things because they had an ulterior motive that only suited them, and that didn't really that how do I put this? They will say stuff just to manipulate you into doing stuff for them. And I know that with certain situations, I guess it's not like it's not like an absolute bad thing, because when you're with friends or family and you guys are joking around, it's like, you gotta, if I'm giving you this last slice of my pizza, then you gotta give me a slice. I understand deals and whatnot, but what I kind of wanted just to attack on is the whole mindset behind kindness that leads to a manipulation in a negative sense. I mean, not that there's good manipulation. I don't know how to word this. But as I was saying, the meme said kindness without honesty is manipulation. But in regards to those friends who are like, I keep it honest, I keep it real, I'm raw, blah, blah, blah. If you get your feelings hurt, that's on you. Well, there's a catch-22 to that, because honesty without kindness is brutality. And I know some people are fine with brutality or whatever. A lot of the stuff that I went through, I felt was kind of brutal, which is why I'm traumatized now. But we're working on that. I got a therapy session. I found some therapists. I haven't taken the plunge to yet, but my life coach, we're working on that. She said to write down six therapists that I want to contact, and I did that. So the next time she calls, we'll take the next step, because this is all foreign to me, because I've been using comics as therapy, and I'm like, I need a little bit more help, because it's been kind of dark, and it's been, oh my gosh. But I digress. So I wanted this story to kind of like just speak to myself against that. Like, oh, well, they're being honest. You're just being honest with yourself. You're being real with yourself. But then it's like, okay, but you're also being brutal to yourself. You can be honest while also not being brutal. And it's like, well, how do I do that? But that's another story. We'll have to like figure that out with another story. But just for this story, I need to come to the realization that honesty without kindness is brutality. And I don't want to be brutal to myself. I got plenty of other people who can do that. So let me be nice to myself. Let me give myself a break and just be nice. I've been on this eye for a very long time. She's funny. I love. Listen, I gotta catch up with the comments. Oh, I'm sweating my pits. It's 2:32 a.m. here. I'm freaking crazy. I sacrificed. Thank you for sacrificing your life for me, Moon. If I had a phoenix down, I would give it to you, so that you could revive your life that you sacrificed for me. But I don't. So here's some happy fluffy energy. I don't know. Well, okay. Oh, you guys think I'm funny? Really? I'm just saying that. Look at me. I'm vain, so I will accept all kind compliments, because I'm constantly telling myself all the negative compliments. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm glad you guys aren't kind of like weirded out, because I don't really talk a lot in real life. Not in real life, but around people around me. because you, like, okay. When I'm talking, I'm paying attention to a certain degree how people's eyeballs move and their eyebrows move. And that's just because, as a kid growing up, it was really drilled into me to like pay attention because social norms go over my head. So I have to like force myself to really focus in and catch patterns and like categorize, okay, this, when they do the eyebrow thing, that means this. So we need to switch it back because we're freaking them out. So I don't really talk a lot to people in real life because I struggle with my words, and sometimes what I say, I don't realize that might have a different meaning, So I'm constantly trying to like learn the different meanings of different things and different words so that I can make sure I explain myself, which I know, again, I apparently on TikTok, that's also another sign of trauma. And I'm like, you guys I am aware. It's like, I'm aware. That's trauma. Like, that's saying, that's purple. I am aware that it's purple. What do I do with it now? But not everybody is aware. But for me, it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? Because, I'm still just, it is hard being a human. Not that I've been anything else, but, you don't know, because, I've seen some animals that have it pretty bad, so, I'd rather be a human than be like a duck or something. I saw these two ducks. Hold on, let me pivot someplace else. I saw these two ducks, and they're walking across the street. Mind you, it's like morning time traffic, and I'm trying to get the kids to work. And I don't know why these ducks were walking across the street. It's those big old geese. What is it, those northern geese? I'm like, you guys have wings to fly. Why are you walking? And I figured maybe the other goose couldn't fly because here, like, let me show you what it looked like. Hold on. Okay, so one goose this is the goose, okay? It was walking. Why is the foot going up? The goose was walking, and then the other goose was yelling at it like, ah! But it was also walking. That's not the walking. There we go. The other goose was walking. And we're in our car right here. This is the car. But then there are other cars over here at the stoplight. And they were walking across the crosswalk, the stoplight. So they're aware of the crossing laws, but it's like, you guys have wings. And it's like, why be down here when you could be up here with the clouds and there's no car. So I'm thinking that this goose right here, this one right here, didn't know how to fly. And this goose was mad at it and was like, hurry up, get across, there's cars, hurry up. Because it was yelling at that goose the whole entire way. I don't know why I mentioned that. So, why did I bring that up? Anyways, back to this ear. So, I don't know how his hair looks right here. I had a design for him that I can look back at, but I'm too lazy for that. And like I said before, I'm a chaotic artist. We wing it. If we get what we like and we get it down on paper, that's good enough for me. Let's see. And check out the comments real quick. I have that too. The voice. You have that too, Finn? The voice. Okay, so you understand what I'm talking about with the whole voice thing. Because I'll tell other people in real life and they'll look at me. Like, I asked somebody, I'm like, when you listen to music, we were in the car and I was driving them to work. And I was like, when you listen to music, do you like imagine like whole fight scenes that go along in the music? And I was getting animated. I'm like, like the when the climax of the song goes up and you're like, the fight scene gets like even more intense in your head. Do you imagine that? And I was looking at them like expecting them to be like, yeah. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And they were like, no. I was like, oh. I thought that was a normal thing. I thought everybody imagine had whole theatrical scenes going on in their head while listening to intense music, but that was just me. So, the rest of the ride was kind of awkward. So, yeah, it made it harder it made it even harder to talk. So I'm glad that you understand what I'm talking about. So yay! I'm not alone. I'm not alone. His noise was too pointy. Let's just fix that out. There we go. You know what? That's not connecting now. That's good enough for me. And so it's not, but I need to keep it moving. How does the back of his hair look? Why do I keep saying, let's see. Back to the comments. But it's so awesome that you found your way around that. I have a lot of body issues. Yeah, see, we're gonna get through it. I believe I'm practicing the positive affirmation. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna be happy as long as we keep trying. The moment we stop, even if the trying is, I feel like crap, everything's crap, we're going to learn to better not do nothing, but I'm going to eat some grapes because it makes me happy. As long as you're doing just one thing that's making you happy, or at least as long as I'm doing one thing that's making me happy, I count that as me trying, because I'm adding something happy in some kind of way. If it's not eating something, it's me walking. If it's not me walking, it's me crying, because I'll feel better after I finish crying sometimes. But as long as I'm trying and doing something that's making me happy, something that is helping me get to that end goal, then I think we'll be all right. I don't know, but I think we might. I mean, it's not like I have a manual to life. I'd really like that manual, but I don't have one. I have people yelling at me about how I should be living my life, but I mean, that's kind of led to the trauma, so I'm going to handle that on my own. Let's see. Finn said, so I need to find other things about myself that I like in order to not go insane. Yes, me too. We will both do it, okay? We will do it together. We will do it together and find stuff. Like, let's go ahead and list off some things that we like about ourselves. If anybody's watching this replay, if you've gotten to this point, list off a thing that you like about myself. I'll go first. I like that I bought this hat off of Amazon, because this hat is cute and it makes me happy. So I like that I did something that made me happy. I don't know if that counts, but it counts for me. So your guys' turn. List off something that you like about yourself. I don't care what it has to be, just as long as it's something that is nice about yourself. Like if your favorite anime character, was in front of you and you had to list off, and they were telling you one thing that they like about themselves, but it was not really something that they liked about themselves, and you had to correct them that's not the way that you kind of do it that way. Make sure it's something that you like about yourself, or what you've done for yourself that makes you happy. So yeah, leave a comment, list a comment. That's his shoulder, and that's the crease, the wrinkle in the shoulder. Let's see. Comments. Oh, yes, you see, Finn, you guys are awesome. Let's see. Wait, that checking if you convey things correctly and stuff is trauma. I guess I have new things to talk to my therapist about. See, I'm just going off what TikTok told me, and I think I have to get off TikTok. Not get off TikTok, but I don't think I should be. I'm turning into my mother, who's looking at the Facebook stuff, and it's like, Mom, that's Facebook. And watch my grandkids, and if I end up living that long, the grandkids will be like, Nana, that's TikTok, get off of it. So I think I need to stop taking everyone's word for it, because I think some people are just, very adamant. Oh, that's trauma, but they're probably their meaning of trauma might be different than what my meaning of trauma might be. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm going to draw some comics to help me get through it, because why not? Who's going to stop me? I'm working for myself, so I'm an adult and I can do what I want. While I have someone to help me with bills and whatnot. But even then, if I had to, I was working, at a different place while trying to draw, and it was hard. So for those who are trying to work and draw and juggle all of that, my gosh, I am rooting for you guys. But back to the comments. must be a creative thing. I think so. I think a lot of I think so. I wish there was like more what's the word? More insight on the creative mind. What is it? Neurotypical mind? I don't know. I heard that word off of TikTok also. The whole neurotypical and all that stuff. I'm like, look at all these new words and all this new stuff about life that I didn't even know was, there. So it's fun. My finger has, why are there 3 joints? That's too many joints. That joint does not need to be there. We will take that joint out and then we will, boop, reference. Yeah. What was I saying? I wish there was more like information on like the mindset of like people that think in like different ways. Not like the common typical way, but not like the outlandish way, but just like in the weird way. Not weird way, but I want more documentaries on the inside look at an artist's mindset or a writer's mind or how a writer thinks or how a creative person thinks. I want more documentaries on that just so that I can learn more about or learn and see more people who I kind of relate to more, But I digress. I don't know if I am saying that correctly. Let's see more comments. I like that I graduate high school. Good job! Good job graduating high school. I know how hard it was because I had senioritis when I was a junior and sophomore in high school. So good job graduating high school. Congratulations, Finn. Let's see. Tina. I like that I'm always open to new things, new things / experiences like gardening. I like that you do that, Tina. That is amazing. It's a very hard thing to get into new things because new things are scary because when it's new, it's uncomfortable and you don't want to be bad at it. So I'm glad that you tried new things and new experiences because you did a very big step because new things are terrifying. I should know. I hate doing new things. But I'm proud of you. You did it. You're awesome. Tina, you're awesome. You guys are awesome. Petrie, hi lady. No, am I looking? Yeah, it's 1:50. I'm about to end in like 10 minutes. Petrie, I got it posted on my Facebook. Just let me know what your time is, your time zone. If you're comfortable letting me know. And I'll try to add that to my list of times when I can also do my live stream. Because we keep missing each other. Petrie, we keep missing each other. And I know we're Facebook friends, right? I believe it's the same Petrie I'm thinking of. If it's not the same Petrie I'm thinking of, I'm sorry, and if this made you uncomfortable and awkward because I'm thinking you're one person and you're not. I did that at a comic convention. I thought that I could have sworn that this person told me that their name was Brandon. The whole entire time I was calling them Brandon, talking to them, And then they told me in the email that their name was something else. I can't remember what it was. And I'm like, oh my God, I called you Brandon the whole entire time. I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. And now I'm even more sorry because I forgot what their name was and I still think it's Brandon. And I know it's not because they told me in the email it's not. I just don't know what the name was that they said in the email. I hope they're not. I heard a noise. I hope they're not watching this live stream because I care. I just can't remember. It is not because I don't care. It's because I don't know why I can't remember stuff. I don't know. I pay attention to like the smallest things and I can remember like the most awkward conversations that happen and that plays in my head. But when someone tells me a simple thing like, hey, this is my name. Hey, this is a certain number. Hey, remember to do this, I will forget it like that. And it's like, that is not fair. Why can't I take my abilities to remember awkward things and use them for my abilities to remember important things? Important social things. Like, it's not fair. My body is is out against me. No, it's not. My body likes me, you know. It's trying to keep me alive, but it's being awfully petty, you know. It's being a little petty. Okay, I'm almost done drawing whatever these are. I think they're kind of rings or tattoos. I don't know, but they're on his hand. So we're just going to, and it's sad for me in a way because I worry that when people read when people read this comic in the future and they're like, oh, the artist did this because of this and the message behind it. And then when they see my live streams, or if they ever see my live streams, and then they hear me saying like, I don't know what that was, this looks nice. All that credibility out the window. All that, ooh, she's so creative and so intelligent and so smart, out the window. So what I like to do sometimes is pretend like, yeah, I totally meant to do that. You're spot on. I totally meant to do that. I sure did. And the reason why I do that because I have vanity issues. I am anxious. I have no self-confidence. I have no self-confidence, but I am very vain, and I will soak up any compliment I am received while also not believing it at the same time. Okay, so there we go. Wait, I forgot one part. Hold on. I gotta do one more part. We got comment. What's with your voice? What's with? Is that with? W with your voice? I'm anxious. That's what's, or maybe my mic is weird. I'm not sure. But, hi Paintbrush. Let's see. Patri, it's okay. I'm Eastern Standard. Okay, I'm Central. I'm being bad. I'm supposed to be in training. I'm being bad not listening. Petrie. Okay. Like from, yes, Petrie. Ducky and Petrie. I love those two. Finn said, thank you. I love those documentaries. I also love the YouTube channel that are like, this is a method you can use to write a story. Yeah, I like those ones. I like those ones too. Or watching how other people draw stuff. I like those ones too. I like the speed draws, the draw with me. I like those ones too. Those ones. Ooh, and I like to watch the ones where the comic artist, Manbin, I like his documentaries. Those are really nice where they show the comic artists and the mangakas drawing their comics. I really like those ones. Let's see. Petrie. I'm the same way. I called this guy, I knew the wrong name for 6 months, but he let me call him by the wrong name for that. He was probably anxious too, like, I don't want a character because it's been 6 months now. So you understand my struggle. You understand. You get it. Oh gosh, now I'm anxious about my voice. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know if I should have this back of her head cut off. You know what? We're gonna give it a little boop. A little boop. Like that. That's good enough. I don't care. I just want it drawn up. I'm happy with that. Ooh. Also. No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't know if I have enough time to verbalize that. So, okay. I think we are... That's good enough. She has like a mushroom head. That's good enough, because it's an avatar within game. Okay, we're done. No, I forgot the wings. That's one of the caveats. Is that the right word? Caveats for having the sketch layer so light is sometimes you end up forgetting about certain details to ink in. But it's fine. I did it. I did my live stream for a whole hour. And we got the majority of it done. The rest of this is like the background, and I would like to do the foreground first, and then we'll worry. I forgot this in this line. Boom, boom, boom. That's not the right way to do that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. So, I think we're done. Let's see what it looks like without the... I don't like how I did his nose. Oh, well. Let's see what it looks like. See? It helps when the lines are very light because it looks the way that I can see it. I can see how it looks. And now it's not like abnormal for me to see it when I take the lines away. So that's why I like to do the thin lines. But okay. I'm getting sweaty and I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. let me go through the comments real quick to make sure I didn't miss any. Let's see here. I think I got everything. Yeah, so first let me go ahead and just thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Perry, Rennie, Moonline, Yaya, DJ, the artist, Makia, Finn, Patri, Martina, X Lemonade, sorry, Trina, Paintbrush. Yes, thank you all of you guys for stopping by my live stream and saying and keeping me company and talking to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'll keep like looking at the comments so that I can like type and say bye after the stream ends. I have to switch scenes on my OBS now. But yeah. Okay. Bye guys. Thank you again. Let me just switch off. Bye.